One. Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me for this Scottie Dog class. I'm Christine Josty of Mail Something Pretty, and we are going to use this really cute stamp set, Christmas Scottie, and the coordinating punch. I've used this punch tons. I think it's really helpful. And so I'm going to show you how I made these cards using both the set and the punch. So I'm going to, I think I was going to start with this one. So all of these cards are made with they're called Kraft Notecards and envelopes, and they come in a whole package. You get 20 cards and 20 envelopes, and you also get a box that I will show you how to put together later. So this one I already have opened. And they're nice and thick. They're, what you think of as craft paper. And that's the envelope. So you can go ahead. I'm not going to decorate the envelopes here, but you can go ahead and decorate your envelopes. I think that could be really cute. But these are the cards, and I love this size, particularly because you can just really, sign your name inside. You don't have to write a huge long message. All right, so I already have all my papers cut. What I did for this class, you can kind of see all the pattern papers are all from, I forget the name of it. They're all from the same pack of paper. It's the one at the beginning of the catalog, sorry. One with a candy cane. It's all from, it's called Sweetest Christmas. So I used all the papers from the same pack of paper, and I also cut them smartly so that this is 3 inches wide, right? So you get a 12 by 12 piece of paper. So I wanted to kind of, sometimes when you cut 3 1/4, which would have filled this up like this one with a smaller border, but then you're kind of losing some of the paper because it's 12 inches. So I just figured 3 inches divides into it a little bit more evenly and you get more paper. So, and, oh, my ruler, here it is. So 3 by 4 1/2. So you can get a lot of pieces of paper out of that 12 by 12. So that's all the pattern papers are all cut that size. Just so you can kind of see a method to my madness. And then I just made a smaller piece here, and we're gonna make this one. All right, so tips on the Scottie Dog. It is a big, solid stamp. All three of them are. All three of them are big, solid stamps. So you need to press pretty good to get a good stamping. And I also discovered I like using the Jet Black Stays On Black better than the Memento. You can use the Memento, but I just found this to be a darker black. The Memento it was a little bit more on the gray side, but a gray Scottie Dog would be totally fine. No one would even know the difference between the two. But that's why I'm using the black. And so I also like to keep it nice and dark, so I re-ink it with the Stays On re-inker. So I just re-inked it, so it should be nice and dark. And this ink comes with like a little plastic cover. Just throw that in there. And I want to make sure I get the right dog. I'm also using a foam mat because these photopolymer stamps are quite thin, and so this gives a little cushion and lets me really kind of press nice and deep. So I want to ink it good. You can kind of look at it. You can see, if all spots are wet, which they appear to be. I'm going to just put him right in the middle. If you had a Stamparatus, that would be a great way of stamping, because if you didn't get it quite so dark, you could just re-ink it and re-stamp it. But again, this is a big stamp, so I'm just giving it a good press. And what I've also found with the Stays On ink, it kind of it's weird, it like peels off. It's kind of strange how it does that. But I got a pretty good, not perfect, but pretty good inking there, and I think that is fine. That aside, and then usually I start with the words, and I didn't. I'm going to stamp again. There's different words in here, So stamp whatever words you want. And I'll do the same ones. And I'm using Garden Green. And I already have it on a block. Again, you can do yours in red. You can do it in whatever color you want. And then last, because these cards are purposefully easy, because if you're making multiples of them, you don't really want to spend too much time, is this little present. So I'm using Parakeet Party, but really you could use any colors. And oh, I didn't put that one. I forgot to put that one on a block. It almost looks like an eagle sign. You can use it for backgrounds. I'm sure you can come up with all sorts of stuff. But we're going to use it as a present. All right, so that, oh, I probably should have moved them over a little bit. And then the red, oh, I didn't put that one on block either. I thought I had everything ready. Is this little half bow. I'll show you something else to do with that in a second. So this lines up right in there. That's why there's a space. So yeah, I can do it without getting my head in the camera. Okay. So what you could also do, let me find, I'll just scrap paper. You can make dog bones with this stamp. So you have the half, and then you just go over. I may or may not line it up because my head's not over it. And you can make a dog bone. So obviously you probably wouldn't do it red, but you can do that as a nice little background too, I found. All right, so this guy is just about done. We'll just add his bow. So I'm just going to glue that on. I didn't get it started before I started the video. Sometimes it clogs a little bit. Here we go. Just had a little clog. All right, it really comes together. We'll put it on that pattern paper, and then we'll put it on a craft. You could certainly use this side too. You can use any adhesive. I like this glue, so I use it for almost everything. All right, but you have to put the cap back on, otherwise it will clog. I think we're done with that color for now. All right, so the last thing is a little bow. So you could stamp a bow, which I'm going to do on another card, but for this one, oh, actually, I'm just looking. I did stamp his little collar red, so why don't we do that? We can do that while it's on the card. So the collar is right here, and it does have a slight curve to it, so I'm going to kind of have it like, you know, curving upwards like a smile. And I'm just going to go right over that white space. There we go. And then I'm going to, this is that red glitter paper. I'm just going to do it this way so I can kind of conserve. Make a bow and find my dimensionals. Here they are. Actually, I have some black ones here, so I'll just use some black ones. And then you put your bow on top. So you kind of don't even see the collar. You can kind of twist it. You want to see a little bit of that red collar we just stamped. There you go. Easy. Comes together pretty quick, but I think it's super cute. And then you could do even Merry Christmas on the inside. I'll let you guys decide what you want to put on the insides. All right, so that is that first card. So why don't we continue? We'll just do this one, more stamping. The other ones are more punching. All right, so this, again, is that same size. Yep, that 3 by 4.5. And this one, let's see, I think we'll stamp our little fun little wrapping bows first. So that's this little curly Q. All right, and again, I'm doing this in Parakeet Party, but you can do it in any color you want. I just really like this green. And then on the bottom here, I stamped it this way. I'm gonna turn it over, kind of stamp it this way, and then I'm going to just kind of, how did I do that? I'm just copying what I did, but you can have it however you want. Just kind of, like, the wrapping paper kind of goes all over the place. That was my thought. Okay. And then we're going to use that other Scottie dog. We're going to put him right here, kind of right in the midst of the wrapping. So here's my black. Make sure I got him nice and inked. Yep. I'm going to try to put them so you can still see some of those curly Qs. Okay. If for some reason that's pretty good. If you have a piece that, you just missed, you can use like a, if you just have to kind of, if you missed it, just put little Sharpie in there, or if you have the black blends, that would work. I'll just put a little darker around his eye. You don't want, and then let that dry. You don't want to do too, you just play with it because you might have streaks or anything. Okay, so this one is a slightly different, is that the same? Yeah, slightly different bow. We're going to use that collar again. And hopefully the bow fits. I moved him over a little bit more. So there's different bows, the two different sizes. So the little one and the big one. So actually I'll see if the big one fits. If not, I'll use the little one. You have this bow, and this is the one that lines up with the punch. So you kind of have that bow too. And this one, to be honest with you, it's kind of strange to me. I couldn't figure it out. And so what some people were saying is, I guess it was designed to layer on top of this one. So you have like a two-tone. And so I guess it's kind of like, some of the ribbon is foil and shimmery. I guess it's supposed to look like that. Go ahead and try it and see what you think. I had a little trouble with it, or it just didn't, to me, it didn't line up how I wanted it to line up, or the look. So you would do a darker color, so you do this a lighter color and this a darker color on top. Give it a try, but I don't know, it wasn't my favorite. So I've been just using like these 3 bows instead. And I didn't ink it yet. Oh, yep, it will work, okay. Wasn't sure if I left enough room. And it's great because you can see right through them and then you can line them up. So I just think that's a really cute bow. And then I have, oh, where did I put my stuff here? I have in my little bag for your class. You have all your pieces in this bag. And I want this one. Actually, I'm going to want these ones for another card. So I'll take those out. And I think that's all I need for the cards. And I'm going to do Merry Christmas on this piece. And then just so you know, these pieces, actually, the scallops, rectangle, the little greenery you're going to use, and I used one more, I used an oval in another card, are from the mini pocket envelope dies, and those are in the annual catalog if you're curious. And for another project we're going to use it for that gift card, but that's where I got them from if you're curious where it came from. All right, Merry Christmas. You can use this stamp for tons of stuff, right? On all sorts of cards. It doesn't even have to be with a the Scottie dog class. All right, I'm gonna grab my note card. Starting to make a mess on my table. These are, like I said, thick paper, so you might want to use your bone folder, or sometimes I use a ruler just to give it a good crease. All right, so this is gonna go on top. Oh, actually, I'm gonna put these guys on first. So you can either, I just thought it needed a little more color. So you can put these in the corner, and then either use a dimensional or glue. You can put that way, or you could adhere them to the paper first and then onto the card. I think I'm gonna actually put them on this first in case I misaligned them on the paper. So at least I know they're on here. And I'm just going to, as best I can, make sure my borders are the same on both those sides, and I'll do the same thing in the opposite corner. They just reminded me, you know, those little black photo, this is a long time ago, but you had those kind of triangle black things you put on the corner of the photos. So it just reminded me of that. I just thought it needed a little bit of, just added, just a little something. So I do that to cards sometimes. All right, and that fits right in the middle. And then this will just get popped up with dimensionals. And just line it up wherever you want. I just want to kind of see some of that edge. Okay, so those are the two. And if you wanted, instead of that bow, you wanted to do a little glitter on it, you can alter these however you'd like. You have all the supplies you need. All right, so the next card, I think I'll do this one next. Move those over. So I need this paper and this paper. So I already embossed these for you. I'll show you the folder I used. Oh, and what is it called? Something trees. I don't know, I'll list it on the page. But I did that for 2 of the cards, and I just really like the texture. All right, so all we're gonna do for this dog, we're gonna use our red, and we're gonna use that plaid stamp right here. I'm gonna use this actually for quite a, I'll make sure there's nothing on it, quite a few different projects. So what I'm gonna do first is just ink it. I think that's, I have this mark, but I think it's on the other side. We'll find out. And I'm just gonna stamp it directly on my white paper. And for this one, I'm just gonna punch out the dog. And I'm gonna try to line up to make sure it's straight. I have this guideline. And actually we're gonna get a bow out of it too that we can either use now or later. We'll see, we'll save it. So you get your, oh shoot. I'm gonna do it again because look, I'm off the edge. And so there's a little bit too much white there. No worries. I'm just gonna stamp it again and do it again. There we go. That looks like it's right. And I twisted it. Darn it. Do you ever do that? It's all right. There's plenty of white paper here. That's not what I want. Bows are good. All right. Darn it. Let's do this one more time. 3rd time's a charm, right? It's because I twisted it when I flipped it over. I'm not going to flip it over this time. hurt my hands. There we go. Phew! All right. And then I have black paper. I'm just gonna do, rather than do just the bow, I need a black dog for the next project, so I'm just gonna do the whole thing. Like that. So I'll save the dog. I'm gonna use the bow. And again, you can use any things. They had black glitter paper last year that would look really nice, but it's not current, so I wanted to make sure I used all current products for you guys. All right, so now it's just really assembly. I like this one a lot. And did I not take out a card? I did not. My desk is getting smaller and smaller with each project. Okay. Yep, make sure the trees are in the right direction. And then I popped him up, or her, depending on, keep losing everything. All right, this we don't need anymore. So. I think 3 will do it. I know some people use tons of dimensionals. I'm kind of on the more of the minimalist side of dimensionals, but use as many as you think you need. And then I actually there kind of is not really a right or wrong side. Just put the bow on there. I'll stamp, actually I'll just stamp it now. Merry Christmas on the inside. There we go. I really like that one. It looks like it's pretty involved, but you saw it's pretty easy. Okay, and this one really is a little bit even easier. So it's the same, this is garden green. It's almost the same similar card. So you can actually use either side of the embossing to decide which side you like. Glue this on, and the magic of this card is with the bow. So I'll show you in 1 second what I did. I played with different ways of doing it, and hopefully this is the way I did it, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to clean this off because I'm actually going to stamp it with green. I have to love those chamois for cleaning. All right, so put that aside. I'm going to use the green. I'm going to use my paper again. And this time I'm going to stamp it with green. And then I'm going to use a red blends marker. Just let it dry for a second. And I'm going to color over. You can see my tip is really yucky, but for this it doesn't matter. So you can kind of make different colored plaids with different color combinations of colors. So I played with different colors, but I ended up, because I used the green, that I ended up with the red and green. And then I'm just gonna punch a bow. And it will lighten up. It's still a little wet. Lost my card. Okay, so I'm gonna use the dog I had punched earlier. This, you really can't get any easier than this. I'll use the black dimensionals. You get both the mini and the regular size, which is kind of nice. think I used up all my regular size. I'm just using up the mini ones. But it's nice with this black paper. Not that anyone's really going to see behind it, but you know it's there. And you can center him. You could actually, if I wanted him that way, but it's too late now, just kind of put him a little below center. And you can use a dimensional to pop up. Maybe I'll do that on this one. I don't think it'll be too high. Put it on there. Just thinking this one's a little darker than that one. So maybe I used, I don't know what I used. I know I used red marker. Maybe I used a lighter green. I don't remember. So anyways, super easy, right? And I just love that plaid bow. And you could punch a bow out of paper, you know, plaid paper or any kind of paper, or you could, oh, I don't even know if I'm stamping a bow. You could, let me just show you that real quick, because I don't think I'm on this one stamping the bow that actually, I think I'm using it on another project on the tags, but let me just show you quick here. I'll just do it in on here. So it's a really nice bow, and it lines up just like that. So if you didn't want to do the plaid or didn't have it, you could just do a bow like that too. So there's a lot of versatility with the bows and the punch. All right, so that's that card, and we have one left, I think. Yeah, and this one's fun. Okay, so I made a little jacket for the Scottie dog. So I wanted to show you how I did that. And oh shoot, I should have done the other one last. That's all right, because I have to clean the green because I'm doing the red. You can do jacket any color, but you see how fast that is to clean with these chamois. All right, so I'm going to stamp. Hold on a second. I'm not going to stamp there. Here it is. In your little package, I gave you an oval. And this oval came from that same die set that has since now disappeared on my desk. Okay, I just looking for a little scrap paper. All right, so I'm going to, you can do this two different ways actually. How I would have done it if I was just doing it on my own is I would stamp this and then cut the die out of the, because you can actually get two. But I didn't want to pre-stamp it for you in case you wanted a different color. So what I'm going to do is you can either put this on scrap paper. I didn't want to waste that weight. And you could stamp it this way, or you could actually put it directly on your block, and then I would actually just put something on it and just press to make sure you get a good press, because you know usually you're stamped down. And then that's something you could come up with. And then I was just seeing if my tweezers were up here so that I'll use this so I don't get red inked fingers. Lift it up and you stamp it that way. So you can stamp that a couple different ways. And then what we're going to do, this may seem strange, but I'm going to glue it directly on the paper. I need a new glue up here. That one's almost empty. And making sure I have enough space that a dog will fit on there, the punch dog. And then I'm going to punch it where I want the coat to be. And it's thick, but it works. The other way to do it would be to punch the dog first, put the oval on it, and then cut with scissors or cut with a punch. But I find this way you get it kind of on there so you still get some on the tail. All right, and then it's easy assembly for the cards. All right, so this one's going that way. And my paper is that same size we've been using. I actually like it. This says I like seeing more of a border around. We're going to, the little packet is this shape, and this came from the Stylish Shapes dies. You're gonna stamp your greeting. I'll just do Merry Christmas. And then you're just gonna, you can either glue them down directly or you can use dimensionals. And then I had those 3 little pieces. And you can do them however you want. Maybe I'll do this one a little differently. Play with it. Do I want one behind the dog? I don't know. Usually you do things in 3s, right? But I don't want to make it too... I'll try it. That's too much. Ah, I can't get your feedback on here. I'll just do... Okay, I'm just going to put one down here. I like how it hangs off onto the craft paper too. Maybe I'll just do it that way. And if I want another one, I'll just tuck it in, or you can save it for another project. All right, so I'm gonna use dimensionals. I think I'm almost out of them. Oops, that fell off. All right, so there we go, is that. I'll decide if I want another one or not. And then I'm gonna pop up my dog. So these I made all black Scottie dogs, but you can certainly punch the dog out of white paper to make a Westie, or if there is a white Scottie dog, I'm not sure. You could make them into birthday cards, you know, so they don't have to be Christmas. Yeah, I think I might leave it like that. I'll save that maybe for the inside. All right, so let me just move all this stuff aside and I'll put them all out so you can see them again. I will put photos of each one up on that page for you too, those who are taking the class. So these are all the ones we made. And so remember, these actually all fit in that box that come with the craft set. So if you wanted to give them away as a gift, or I'm going to show you, I kind of like putting some shortbread in that box. All right, so these are all the ones that we just made. So super cute. You could totally, you know, put this dog on this one on this one. You know, you can interchange, you could stamp the other dogs, you can do whatever you want. But this is what I did. So thank you very much for watching and have fun creating your cards. I'll see you on the next video.